So, Jonathan, it's Michael, Resiliency for Life. You are sharing a story, a significant story with us in our book.
I am. I am proud to be so.
Well, thank you. So, for the people that aren't familiar with your work, what do you do now?
I am a self-discovery coach for men.
Ah,
That's what I'm
very
doing.
nice. So, how do you do that? In written, text, word, coaching, video?
A little bit of everything. I'm on social media. I post a reasonable amount of content on social media with the intention of um, staying true to my message of connection and sort of finding yourself.
Right?
I have done quite a bit of writing. Of course, I'm part of this book.
Yes.
That's one example. It's an excellent example. And yeah, I also have an online course that I created, which is written and presented with videos, and has a sort of a multitude of accessory things like a workbook and downloadable stuff that you can acquire through the
Uh,
course.
okay. Very
So
good.
yeah, I have many ways of expressing my message.
Okay. Well, as the world becomes more wired up, I recently, after 16 years of bad internet, got fiber optic internet. So when the other
Oh yeah.
person has good internet, it's remarkable what you can see and how well you hear.
Ah,
So
must be nice. I
it
don't I
is. So
don't think I have that.
after 16 years of bad internet, we now have gone to the top of the heap internet.
Sweet.
So this book is about sharing stories of adversity and people overcoming. Can
Yes.
you tell me why stories are important to you?
Stories are important to me because they convey a message in a much more powerful way than if you were to simply have a list of facts or figures, or like a story touches the heart. a
Yes.
story a story paints a picture.
Yes.
um people relate to stories. It can get into your soul, whereas information presented in a non-story type format can be incredibly dry and hard to absorb.
Well, that's true. That's true. So I was tasked at one point to help a group absorb a lot of information in a short period of time. And they said, how will you do that? And I said, well, we're going to use rational, emotional learning.
Okay.
And they were, what do you mean by that? I said, well, your last two team leaders failed, high IQ, lots of accomplishments at a personal level, but driving a team, you can't do it with just logic. What's our purpose? How will it feel when we accomplish it? What will that do for our job security and future job opportunities when we accomplish this? And what's the work process? What's the work dynamics? How do we want to feel when we go to work every day?
Right.
And we had a 100% success rate. Nobody dropped out, and we accomplished everything we wanted to accomplish. And they were like, you were lucky. Lucky?
Lucky.
No. My team
I love that.
mission
You,
to have a high level of emotional intelligence. And so the stories we tell ourselves and each other, to me, reflect our values, our vision, and help us connect faster if we give
hmm
ourselves permission.
Agreed.
And
Agreed.
so this book, we were happy to have you in the book because it's not just about one person, one story. It's
Mhm.
31 POVs or points of view to help people better understand. Oh, lots of other people go through what I call big stuff,
Sure.
and they've all managed to get through their big stuff. So I will too.
Yeah.
That's why we're excited to have you here, because you have a sophisticated point of view, different than the other 30 authors, contributors. And so it will help key people go, ah, even cool guys with glasses and goatees can get stuck on occasion.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think it's remarkable. The more I talk to people, the more I get out into the world, the more experiences I have. It's like it's almost shocking the way that the average is to imagine that you are alone. Imagine that
Yes,
your experiences are somehow unique and that nobody else could possibly understand. It's quite incredible.
I 100% agree with you that people feel, oh no, nothing I can do. It's just me. When in reality, everybody's got big stuff at some point.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
so the,
And all very relatable too. A lot of stuff that's very relatable to one another.
yes. So
Sorry, excuse me one moment. I gotta kill the noise, man. Give me 5 minutes. 5 minutes, dude.
so
Hey, sorry.
that's okay. That's okay. And we will use the noise dampening software in the editing suite because I really did
Perfect.
a lot here. So your microphone is very good at sorting it out and filtering it out.
Awesome.
So just to give you a little heads up, your microphone's better than you think it is.
Good. That's perfect.
So yes, so our theme is 30 plus one in the
Yep.
title. And the reason is that for 30 days plus hang on for one more. So it's in symbolic, but for fighting my own cancer issues and health issues and helping others, we just hang on for one more day, just one more day, just one
Mm,
more day. It's surprising with one more day. And your key thoughts about people feeling they're alone. I can't agree with you more that if people reach out and say, help, that it's surprising who will help. And you can't expect it to be the people you think might help because
no.
they could be overwhelmed from your issue already, or they could be overwhelmed with another issue. I had complete strangers when I was fighting for my life with cancer do things for me that I'll never be able to repay them. So you pass it on to others.
Absolutely.
Yes. So I'm looking forward to reading your story
Yeah, thank you.
and reading the compilation. And after we got it printed and launched, we'll have our book signing event and
Right.
invite, I'll get us to all invite 20 to 100 people each and fill that room and have people realize the power of a story and overcoming, because the world is so filled with negatives and manners, pardon me, seem to be going the way of the dodo bird. And we need to push back and politely show the world that yes, we can make this happen.
I agree. I agree. Although I would say that one tends to see what you expect to see, right? So if you allow yourself to be surrounded with all the negative news and all of the sort of stories and people that bring you down, then that tends to become the entirety of your world, right?
Yes. Yes. Well, I wouldn't disagree with you. I just also power read the newspaper 4 or 5 days a week. And I go, oh my God. So yes, in my personal and business life, I attempt to frame everything and see the positives and the opportunities. But in the greater world, I see behavior that to me is not acceptable. And of course,
Indeed.
social media, if you're not careful, can feed you only the negatives. So I tend to highlight the positives and acknowledge the negatives and then try to throw them away. But anyways, so Jonathan, where do you see this book being useful in your life, in your career?
Well, certainly in my life, it will be useful to, as we just discussed, it will be useful to see or to read about other people's experiences and their perspectives. Um, Certainly, it will help to give me a broader foundation, a little bit of credibility, if you will, and yeah, just the whole experience of interacting and sharing stories with a group of other people that have a wide range of experiences will be powerful, I'm sure.
Good, good, because I'm going to use it with my clients when they get stuck and they're looking for coaching and saying, hey, read the book. Who do you
Mhm.
relate to the most? And then I'm going to get them to reflect on how did they get through it? How will you get through it? So I use it as a coaching tool to help people understand when they're stuck that here's 31 people who did it. How will you be number 32?
Exactly.
So it's
Yeah,
exciting times. So I really value your contribution. And I think it's very exciting that we're going to make this happen sooner than later. Because
awesome.
we only have about 5 spots left, or 4 now. So,
Okay.
you know, it's going to take a little while, but it's happening. So it's great.
Yeah, I think so too. It's exciting.
It is. It is. So I don't have a lot more questions for you because we know what you do, and you do it online and in person.
Yes.
And I have your website to put here. I'll put it down below so people can look you up if they so desire.
Okay.
And I think that later this year we should do this again to talk about after the book's published and how business is going and what are your next steps and what are you up to and how you help people discover.
I would love that.
Good.
I would love that.
Good. And when you're in the same room as me, I'd like to do a face-to-face with you because I have a 7 types of awareness profile I developed, not for blame or shame or glory, just to help people understand as they go through life, we go through 7 types of awareness. And sometimes we skip a step, which sometimes is really powerful. And sometimes we get stuck in a step. And then we go, why? Why did these things happen to me? So I'm not saying it's the end all and be all of awareness, but the goal was to have it logical enough to get the really logical analytical thinkers to go, oh, A doesn't lead to B. It happens in different ways.
Fascinating.
Multi-billion-dollar company who have some staff that are just brilliant in the delivery of service, but then they have a few that are so stuck that they are right and the rest of us are wrong or annoying or worse, that they make these blunders which causes safety issues. And I've tried logical, doesn't work. They're worth billions. I'm just one customer out of hundreds out of a few thousand. And so I thought, okay, I don't wish them physical or emotional or intellectual harm, but how do I give them a poke so that I leave a gentle bruise to say, hey, you're wasting city country resources and you're costing yourself money, diminishing shareholder value. And how long do you think some of us will put it up with us, the information age? Do you realize that Google just released 25 million databases for free? We used to have to pay.
Really?
Talk to every pension fund investor in real estate about your behavior. Anyways.
Yeah. It's
So
incredibly powerful.
Life is changing fast. It's important to be positive and stay focused and move forward. But I also like to look backwards and forwards on safety issues to see if things are changing, because people deserve a higher quality of life and a higher standard of life, and resiliency, both physically for us personally and organizationally, makes a difference.
Absolutely.
There's where my
makes a huge difference.
It does. So thank you, sir. I didn't want to take up a lot of your time. We're heading towards 14 minutes. And we'll post this. And I can't thank you enough. This is exciting. And I look forward to seeing you in the book and at the book launch.
Me too. Thank you. I can't wait to meet you in person.
You bet. See you in person.